What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Recovery Sticks. We're back. Yo, I've been super busy, and I know somebody just hit me up and was like, yo, why'd you stop making videos? Well, guys, number one, I got my CDL. I had to find a company. I had to deal with my job that I'm with now. I detail cars on the side, which a lot of y'all know. So I've just been running with all that, trying to get everything going, and it's just been a lot, like a super lot. But I'm making this video because two things happened back to back, and I was like, yo, I got to address this. Like, this has to go to somebody. So in Fredericksburg, there was up here in Virginia, there was a girl who just got sentenced to 16 years for selling drugs, right? 16 years for selling drugs and overdosing on somebody. Well, then right after that, a couple of weeks down the line, a dude up here in Waynesboro just got sentenced. Actually, he didn't even get sentenced yet, as a matter of fact. I just thought about that. He just got caught for selling fake drugs to somebody. Basically, he sold pills to somebody and they died. 20 years old. Now, this is what I want to say, because I feel like the music influence and I feel like culture influence is influencing everybody to want to be drug dealers. Let me explain this whole, what it's like. When you are a drug dealer, if you're a good drug dealer, you do make money. You get clothes, you might get some cars, you might be able to boss on some people, you might be able to show that culture that you're doing something. I did that. The problem is, it always ends bad. Very few people become good drug dealers, make money, and nothing happens. Very few people. Very few. And when I say few, I mean like the people who made millions. Because evidently, when you're selling drugs to better yourself, to better your situation, to better whatever's going on. Or to support a habit. But either way, it's going to end bad. Technology is crazy advanced now. Insane advanced. And a lot of y'all know the things that people can do. They can track your phone, they can turn on your camera, they can listen to your phone call, they can record everything you got going on. Technology is crazy. So to be a drug dealer right now, you got to be as advanced as the police. And believe me, I don't think you have a whole entire world of people just practicing on learning how to deal with computers and tap into people's phone lines. This kid's 20 years old. Now think about this. He can't legally buy alcohol right now, but he just caught a manslaughter charge for distributing narcotics. What that means is he didn't intentionally kill the person, but he killed the person. All right? It wasn't that he tried to kill him, but he contributed to that person dying. Now that's super easy, and that happens a lot in the opiate game. A lot of times people will get heroin and they'll not know it's cut with fentanyl, or it'll be really good heroin, and they'll do a lot of it, and then they'll die. And then the police end up finding out who they got it from. They charge that person with manslaughter. Now they're doing 10 to life, whatever. It's not the best idea to want to sell drugs. It's not. Like back in the day, like before, like all this technology and stuff, all right, if that's what you were going to do, cool. But now it's so advanced, it's insane. It's just not even a thing to do no more. I don't encourage people to sell drugs, because really all you're doing is hurting people around you. You're not really doing anything special. And let me tell you how it affects you. For the years that I was in the streets, that I wasn't working, right? When I just went to go get a couple of the jobs that I was trying to get, I had to fill out DOT applications. And with these DOT applications, you basically have to explain to them what you've been doing for the last 2 years, last year, whatever. If you have any gap in your timeline, they'll be like, well, we can't take you because we can't verify what you've been doing for the last year. We can't verify what you've been doing for the last 2 years, 6 months, whatever. That hurt me. So because of that, I have to go to what's called a second chance company, because I can't verify what I was doing for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Like, I couldn't verify it. So now I have to go to the second chance company. Jobs look at stuff like that. You know when you fill out your application and it says, list your last 10 years of employment? They look to see gaps. And that question, they're going to ask you in that job, what were you doing between April 1st of 2021 to December 17th of 2023? You can't be like, I was a drug dealer. That's not going to work. You can't use that. So it's not a smart thing to try to do that if you ever want to have a life. Now, if you're somebody in life who knows for a fact you never going to try to do anything positive, you just going to sell dope, you going to thug, you going to run the streets, that's your life, that's your culture, that's what you came up in, all right, big dog, I can't knock you. Get it how you live. I get it. I respect it. That's the family, that's the culture, I get it. But if you're somebody who's like, man, I'm just going to sell a little bit of drugs until I finish college, or I'm just going to sell a little bit of drugs until I get out of high school, and then once I get out of high school, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide, then it's not really a great idea. It's not really the smartest idea to do it. Like, I wouldn't do it. I try to tell all y'all the same thing. Take advice from the people around you. Look at the people around you. Everybody has that one friend who messed up bad, and he's always trying to tell people, man, don't do what I did. I did that. Don't do it. And it's crazy because we try to tell people, look, man, what you're doing is wrong. We're not saying it because we're hating. We're saying it because we see it. It's not the cool thing to do no more. It is not cool to be a drug dealer no more. It is not. If that's your family and that's your culture and that's the way you came up and that's what's going on around you and that's what everybody doing, then dog, that's straight. I get it. That's the family. And I know a couple people like that. I got family like that. I know some families, the mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle, everybody. Everybody sells drugs. I got that. I got it. But if you are a person where your mom and dad go to work 18 hours a damn day and they've paid for you to go to college and they've set you up to go to whatever good school you need to go to, and they've also provided you with a great house and a great life, and they've paid for everything, and they bought you your car, and then you decide you're gonna go start selling drugs. What the hell? What? People sell drugs to get out the hood. People don't sell drugs to go back into the hood. And the crazy part with this case that I'm talking about, this kid had great parents, like a great family, like a super great family, like Leave It to Beaver type shit. So you took your great family having behind and decided that you were going to jump out there and start selling pills, not knowing what the pills were. You didn't need, you could have worked. You're old enough to work. You're 20 years old. You still live at home. So instead of going to work, getting a job at a warehouse or getting a job at a distribution center or getting a job at retail, just something, getting a job anywhere, you decided you were going to sell drugs. You were going to kill somebody in selling drugs. And then you're going to call your parents talking about some, mama, I need your help. No, you was grown. You was grown. You grown enough to get out there and go sell dope. You grown enough to get out there and go give out this chemical to people and mess people's lives up, not knowing really what you're doing. Because if you knew what you were doing, you really wouldn't be doing it. And this goes for every one of y'all. Every one of y'all, if you knew what you were doing, if you really knew the effect that you're causing on other people by selling drugs, you wouldn't sell it. You just wouldn't sell it. And if you did, then you're damn narcissistic, then you're crazy, because nobody intentionally wants to inflict pain and discomfort and grief on a family or a person. Nobody intentionally wants to do that. That's like some Ted Bundy shit. Nobody intentionally does that. Nobody intentionally decides that they're going to hurt somebody. Shit's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Look, I know when you're young, you're 16, 15, 14, 17, 18, and you got all the weed or you got all the cocaine and you in high school, you the man and everybody likes you because you're the dude that got all the party drugs and you're the cool guy. I get that. I get it. But let me tell you something. For y'all young kids, any young kid, the stuff that you do in school, nobody's gonna really think about that stuff after high school. Nobody cares what you did your first or your last 4 years of high school. I know people right now that I ran with every single day in high school that to this day, after high school, we just never talked again. Like, we might have talked for like the first year. After that, people grow up, people move on, people do different things. So if you out there selling drugs and you're not selling drugs for a purpose, if you just out there like thugging and I'm getting it and you trying to live like these rappers you see on TV, man, I got family that are rappers, that are like good rappers, that are named, like people know their name. But I promise you this, they're rapping about the stuff that they used to do. They ain't out here rapping about the stuff they doing now. They rapping about the life they used to live. Most rappers that influence these kids for selling drugs and want to gangbang and this, that, and the other, they ain't doing that stuff. They ain't doing it. They might still be affiliated with the people they were running with, but they ain't doing that. They ain't out there like that. Look, man, it's not cool to be out here selling dope. Now, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. I knew a dude when I lived in Orlando that was selling Oxycontin pills, and he was selling Xanax, all right? One day, this guy calls his phone, and he's like, listen, I need you to give me some pills. I'm trying to give it to this little girl. Dude's like, what little girl? He tells him the little girl's name. He's like, nah, I can't do it, bro. He's like, man, she's like only 16, 17 years old. Dude's like, come on, man. So the girl calls my boy. She's like, look, I've been on painkillers. I'm dope sick. I need this. I need that. She's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, eventually what ends up happening is the dude calls back, and this is later on down the line. Me and homeboy and clicked up. I'll explain the story later, but me and homeboy clicked up. We had the pool call. He gets a phone call from dude. Dude says, hey man, I'm outside. I'm trying to pick up whatever you got. My boy says, all right. Goes outside, drops it off to him. Boom. We finish playing pool, do our thing, have a great night, go home, go to bed, wake up the next day. I get a phone call. Hey, Sticks, did you hear about such and such's sister? I was like, no, I know she was trying to call my homeboy last night to get some pills, but he wasn't trying to rock with it. She was too young. He was like, well, dog, she got some somehow, and she overdosed and died on the bathroom floor. I said, hold on, what? So he told me the story. I said, hold on, man. So the dude that was trying to get the pills from her, I called him. No, I'm sorry, I called my boy first. And I told him about it. He was like, all right, so we called the dude that was trying to get the pills from him. And we were like, hey, bro, did you give her the pills? He was like, nah, I ain't give her anything. I was like, oh, okay, all right. My boy talking to him, trying to grill him down. He keeping his word. He's like, I ain't give it to her. I ain't give it to her. A few weeks later, come to find out, he was a damn lie. A few weeks later, come to find out, he met up with her and her friend, sold her the pills, and the only reason he was trying to get the pills so he can get something for himself, because he was hooked on dope too. He sold her the pills, let her and her friend do the pills. The friend didn't want to tell the story until she found out the police was getting involved. Then she got scared and started talking. Not only did the friend get in trouble for doing the drugs with her, the dude who sold the pills, he caught a manslaughter charge and distribution to something of an underage minor, and he caught a bunch of charges. He told on my boy. My boy already was facing charges. He told on my boy. My boy beat that case. He beat that case. He went away for the rest of the cases, but he beat that case. But he still told on my boy. And the crazy part is, he told on my boy. My boy beat that case, and the dude still ended up catching 22 years in prison. 20 years in prison. Between 20 and 22, whatever it was. All because he wanted to get high. All because he wanted to get high. That's facts. That's a true story. So if you out here selling dope, and you out here trying to get off, and you out here trying to live this life of what you see on YouTube, and what you see from these gangsters, and what you see from these people out here, look, man, if you ain't built for it, don't do it. And if you got somebody who already set you up to make sure you got a great life, then what the hell are you selling dope for? I'm just saying, it just makes no sense to me. You kind of look goofy. For real, you look a little goofy. If you got a great life, all right, and you out here full-fledged, full-time trying to sell dope, I ain't talking about the guy who his friend needs some weed, so he goes to another friend and gets it. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the dude who decided, I'm not going to work, I'm not doing nothing, I'm just going to sit around and sell dope all day. Whether it's heroin, crack, cocaine, meth, weed, whatever it is. If you decide you ain't going to work, you just going to sit around and sell dope all day, you're goofy. You're literally goofy. Because if you need to sell drugs, you sell drugs to get you where you need to be real quick, then leave it alone and you go back to work. But when you're at that option where you can do that and you decide you ain't gonna do that, you're goofy. And I'm just putting it out there. Alright, y'all. I love y'all. I just want to voice my opinion on this. I'll talk to y'all later. One.